Hey guys. All right, it's been a minute. Hopefully the internet won't kick us off this time. What happened that last time that we were trying to do the live, but
8.
nice.
Oh, this one's cracked.
How bad? That looks very recent that it was cracked.
The chickens were playing in there.
I guess grab another egg out of there and then just make yourself some fried eggs.
All right.
I don't want to deal with eggs right now. All right, sorry about that, guys. Oh. All right, so here's to hopefully a good live. Now, we do have a lot going on. So I haven't even been writing things down as far as the lives go. I have been very emotionally off, to say the least. Yep, and that's not good. Okay. And Scott, she does act like she's gotta go. So Tuesday. 4/21. 26. All right, so we're just gonna talk a minute here. We are gonna get into some full spectrum. Lots going on. I've been working on the garden. Got a headache. Stupid weather. Ugh. Ugh. Hi, Cream. Cream ran out here, which I guess is fine. There's you can't really hardly see it. There's the picture of the garden. Hopefully, if it doesn't rain tomorrow, I will phone out there and I will do a video out there tomorrow. Yeah, I have been having some issues lately, like big time. But working on giving things over to God and just continuously working on myself and letting God work through me and stuff. And this is a blanket I'm working on, and it's going to be a baby blanket, a child's blanket, actually. Chloe wants it.
I'm working on the baby blanket.
Oh. Chloe wants it, but I think what I'm going to do, I'll give it to her. But whatever price I would set for it, I will pay the store for it. So that's another video that's got to go up. I have a lot of videos that have to go up. I have several on my phone. I like 3 on my phone I still have to upload. So, yeah. I got to charge my phone. So I can get off from there. Yeah, I'm tired. Yeah. So we were definitely working out in the garden earlier. I've got to Gotta try to get that garden finished. Really? What the hell is wrong with this stupid YouTube on this damn TV? It usually doesn't do that unless you're like not doing anything for like at least 10 minutes. It hasn't been that long.
To the United States of America. I don't know if you understand.
I'm going to pull this up.
To the United States of America.
Gotta back it up here. All right. Continue talking to you guys in a minute. I have to plug my phone in. Yeah. Actually, maybe I'll just use the charger if I can find it. What do I do with it? Oh, in my pocket. I don't have to worry about DoorDash or anything right now because I got off on all that stuff. Yeah. Haven't been doing great really on my eating. I have been very emotional and I've given into a lot of things. So, I mean, I wouldn't say a lot of things, but I'm having a hard time getting away from certain things. So, prayers on that if you guys would. Because it's difficult. It really is. It's difficult. Ugh. So all of a sudden I'm going to start yawning. I've had a Celsius drink. I'm just tired. Gotta try to get to bed a lot earlier. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So, here's trying again. I have an apple cider vinegar drink that I started drinking earlier. So I had a coffee. Still have a coffee. So I'm going to finish my apple cider vinegar drink. And this is raw honey, raw unfiltered apple cider vinegar with the mother, and ground turmeric, ground cinnamon, ground ginger, a sprinkle of ground cloves, and a little pinch of ground cayenne pepper. Oh, and excuse me. And molasses. So it's really good. What is your issue? You want your food? Hi. So, anyway, have that. Nebula, I love you. Dog. And I have my coffee. So, yeah. And I am going to drink my coffee. It's not a good spot for that. Nebula!
We'll get it.
Well, how else was she supposed to ask me? Voltage. I still have not made those shrubs. I need to get some more apple cider vinegar. I am struggling with money right now. Still working on getting customers to the store. Really appreciate it. If you guys are in the area, stop on by. Like, in all honesty, unless I'm on a DoorDash, I'm here. Like, legit here. 90% of the time. Sorry, I want some strawberries. These can go to the chickens tomorrow. You can put them in one of those plastic container things that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hungry for strawberries. Can you tell?
No. I don't know. I might have to have Aaron take me down to Dollar General.
This might seem crazy to you guys, but I also haven't heard from many people about a cookbook. Cupcake, what are you doing? Break it down, silly goose. Might seem crazy. I want some dried cherries. I don't have to put this in a Ziploc bag. Once goes all over the place. Yeah, this might seem crazy. I'm gonna put that in that bowl. If there's anything excess on those cherries, this will get rid of it. For sure. Taking my apple cider vinegar. Hey, what is with you guys and chewing on paper and notebooks and stuff? And I'm going to pour a little bit of it in the bowl. Not much, just a little bit. Swish it around, let it sit for a few minutes. Dump it out. And I'm going to have me, that's part of my dinner. Part of it. All right, little Missy. See my baby. My baby. Get out, stinker. She's a stinker. Ugh. Stinker, stinker, stinker. No one might do. I'll have to get another bowl. Other bowl. Oh. Hey guys, I'm trying to pull it together here. I can get this over here. All right, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to get this video going, and we'll kind of talk. This is... Come on.
I've got a red alert here for you.
Red alert, World War III news, China locks down, ready the weapon, doomsday plane alert, and the codes are sent. And this was yesterday. I think this was yesterday morning, maybe, I don't know.
On the survival on YouTube, China's
I'll talk to you.
undergoing a major internal crackdown. The People's Liberation Army just launched a sweeping audit called Operation Sharp Sword. This operation involved an unannounced inspection of wartime readiness inside of China. Now, they just got rid of a whole bunch of generals and high-ranking military officials. They have called to action the Chinese People's Liberation Army to tell them to prepare at a moment's notice
No,
of
I
the
guess what I'll
president to
do,
take the country of
I'll put
Taiwan.
it on the
They're
side
ready to
of
shut
the...
down the entire Asia Pacific and stop all trade to the United States of America. I don't know if you understand the gravity of that situation, but when you go into Walmart right now, Target, grocery store, maybe not the grocery, Walmart, Target, any retail outlet, up to 80% of that entire storefront is because of Chinese supply. Whether that be plastics that are wrapping up the goods, the actual manufacturing, the made in China products, or just the cheaper shipping that goes from one country into China and then gets sent over to the USA. As soon as China stops that, the supply shortage will draw the American economy into an immediate collapse. One that economists say we will never dig our way out of. Now, inspectors are verifying Chinese nuclear capability. They're checking the quantities of their munitions. They are getting ready right now, including ammunition imports and explosive capacity of the People's Liberation Army, as well as their electronic warfare readiness, because they're ready for war. Now, speaking of food supply, the Financial Times has recently viewed a global financial marketplace.
Make sure I have another
one that's sparked terror in the world stage. Major corporate figures, including those that are speaking to our government right now, have a single public message, and that is that the disruption that's coming from the global food supply chain is not just a warning, it's a red alert.
Just in case you get any shells in it, because you don't want really nasty shells getting in your leaves.
Which is what makes the milk cartons, water bottles, the wrapping for food products, we're about to be screwed. One professor at an international law university in Colorado just outlined a controversial but legally grounded argument. He says that Iran has the ability to generate revenue from traffic moving through the Strait of Hormuz. According to the report, they are already collecting the fees, which I'm sure you've heard Donald Trump talk about. The argument presented is that under the established principles of international law, the country of Iran has a international court defendable position to do this. Contrary to the claims of the U.S. government, the Strait of Hormuz is not classified as international waterways, not even called part of the high seas. It is instead a legally defined international strait composed entirely of territorial waters of Iran and Oman. And it's like China trying to move through the Gulf of America, formerly the Gulf of Mexico, or to Canada along the side of the United States of America and not be militarily contested. Now, there is an argument right now that there's an obligation to follow international order, and that what the United States of America is doing is pointing to a larger geopolitical issue.
For just a second.
China just issued a new warning over Indonesia.
Is it coming down? He gets crunk in my berries, and I'm not going to be happy. tomorrow, I've got to get my lists going of things that I need to do. Got to make sure I do it every day because I have so much to do. It's just like it just doesn't get done like it should. That's what I get, I guess, for being chaotic.
Aaron said he will. So we'll be down there.
So good. All right. Yeah, that's what I get for doing things in a chaotic manner. Gotta stop doing that. I may, well, should we only have the one pan? See, we need more pans too.
Let me move this out of the way.
Not in my way. Why was that in my way?
I didn't want the cats to get up there and knock it down.
Think I'm gonna let the cats get on my tray?
Well,
Not gonna let the cats get on the tray. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot that I really need to start getting worked in on a daily basis. And I gotta get out of my own head is the problem. I've been doing that a lot lately.
Aaron,
And just kind of getting caught up in my everything going on.
you're not going to need this one.
Says the one who usually wears her coat. Hey! How do you know? She just jumped after one of the cats. You know better than that. Go lay down. That was naughty. Yeah. So. It's gonna be hard because I'm not used to it. But I have to get myself on a strict, very structured right now system, because if I don't, I'm never going to be able to pull off this stuff. I've let myself go, like, time-wise, too much, and it just doesn't work. Doesn't work with the homestead. It just doesn't work. I mean, if we're ever going, I'm going to pour us into more of the growing our food. But I do want us to have our own milk. Kind of sucks that Chloe lives out of state. I mean, I don't know if I'd be able to get anybody over here to, help out with milking and that kind of thing. So, I mean, that's something I've got to consider. I hope I could, but I don't know. I just don't know. Because I kind of want a Dexter dairy cow. Yeah. Just, I don't think those are real strawberries. I do the best I can, letting them soak in an apple cider vinegar rinse for a bit. Berries taste good. I'm gonna have to start getting to bed a lot earlier, so I can get up at a decent time. Because I have not been doing well with that. I think I did good once. One day. So, all right, we're going to get back into this live. Here we go.
They cautioned that any U.S. defense corporation between the USA and Indonesia is considered a third-party aggressive maneuver, and China can act militarily against it.
Down.
Unlike past issues like Taiwan or the South China Sea, this is a problem that dives deep into Southeast Asia. Foreign Ministry spokesperson to China invoked the ASEAN principles.
Ready the weapons.
These are the calls for neutrality and resistance to outside military influence. The USA is right now working to expand our Indo-Pacific footprint because we know World War III
Doomsday
involves
plane alert.
China. Now, while headlines are fixated on the short-term problems of a war with Iran, the United States is consolidating its position of global dominance around the world. It is now among the world's top producers of oil and gas, and more importantly, we sit at the very center stage of a global system that allows the movement of these energy materials.
Okay, here's the thing, you guys. If something wasn't truly going on, our corrupt elites, corrupt government, they wouldn't be getting ready to go underground. If they haven't ready. Why do you guys think they'd be going underground? If there's nothing going on, if nothing is going to happen. They know what's coming. And they don't care about us. We have to do this ourselves. Are you ready?
At the heart of this, we have the ability to influence and disrupt that flow. This gives Washington leverage that almost no other country in the world can match. U.S. policy is beginning to shape global supply chains through sanctions and adversarial vessel movement. China is restricting sources, and that forces global buyers to adjust their energy movement capacity. What we've done is created levers, and these levers create a form of strategic dominance. Now, people against what Trump is doing dismiss these actions as symbolic, or they say that the little is changing, but they're missing the bigger picture. The capacity of a hostile nation to disrupt global energy supplies is historic, and wars have been fought on this before. Now, Iran has spoken out, and they just said that even though they are not militarily stronger than the United States of America, it is clear that Iran has the ability to dominate America on their own soil. They said that they have fought now a asymmetric warfare campaign in such a way of their own design and preparedness that they pushed the great evil for America back. They say that the enemy has the money and the resources, but does not act smartly. The enemy makes mistakes in strategic decisions. And they ultimately say that the enemy, great evil United States of America, as they call us, is wrong about the Iranian people, just like they are wrong about their military designation. The U.S. government, according to Iran, claims America first, but it practices Israel first. So they're really poking the sticks at the United States of America for the actions that are taking place. And Donald Trump just did say yesterday that Israel is the greatest ally to the USA. U.S. intelligence and military officials now estimate that Iran maintains 40% pre-war arsenal
I'm trying to find something real
in
quick.
its long-range attack drones. They also hold on to 60% of their ballistic and cruise missile launchers, with over 100 systems that were buried deep inside of caves and bunkers. They say that it was as a result of the U.S. and Israeli strikes and the ceasefire that took place on April 8th, Iran has had 2 weeks to dig out, brush off, rearm, and prepare for global war. American estimates show that Iran reclaims as much as 70%, can reclaim as much as 70% of its pre-war stockpile of missiles. And don't forget that China just sent some new material over. Folks, we have some video to cover today, including what Netanyahu says right behind me.
It is really a war of civilization against the barbarians that we're fighting.
The claim by the Israeli prime minister is that we are in a global war of civilizations against barbarians. These are the types of info that I look out for. This is radio traffic by U.S. Central Strategic Command. Wow. Your ears out like I just blew mine. Let me see if I can turn this down just a little bit so that we don't get ear damage. Now, folks, as a prepper and a survivalist, you may not need a code that is as in-depth and multi-layered as the secretive launch codes that the U.S. government gives to our military personnel and the operational codes, but you need something. Whether that is a code or a signal between family members to say that everything is really not okay, so that even if you're presented with violence and somebody is being held under coercion to say everything is okay, and you have a hand signal, an eye signal, whatever it might be, to say everything is not okay, you and your family need a code. You also need a code for when you make a phone call, because I've seen lots of artificial intelligence. You need about 6 seconds of somebody's data print to be able to make an AI near perfect visage of them. About 6 seconds, and everybody's got a video out there somewhere. A phone call, a voice text. It's all over Facebook, Instagram, and everywhere else. So you need a code that only your family members know, and you have never, ever digitized. So that when you call your family and say, we have to move, or we have to leave, or get to your safe location, they act without hesitation. Yemen has said that if they close the El Mandab Strait, neither human nor, there you have it, they say demon or jinn. Neither human nor demon can reopen it. By God's will, according to the Yemeni foreign minister, if they decide to close the Mandab Strait, all humans and demons will be completely unable to reopen it. Therefore, it is better for Trump and the complicit world to immediately end all actions and policies that hinder peace and show due respect for the rights of what they call the Iranian people, the Islamic people of the world over. Folks, you're watching Full Spectrum Survival, where I squirrel so that you and your family do not have to. Please share this video with friends and family off-site, x.com, Facebook. Type this video if you see the option to.
Go down.
Get this info out to people who need to know.
Go lay down.
From my family to yours, please stay safe, remain vigilant, and keep
I
watching.
know what I'm looking for. I just can't find it right now. Okay, no. All right, the next one.
All right, everybody, I've got some.
Okay, so that one that I just got done playing was from yesterday, from 2 p.m. This one is from this morning, from 7 p.m. this morning. This one down. I didn't have anything written down. No, we had some, I wonder if it was right in the trailer. It might be. If that comes back in here, I might run out there and see if I can find them. I was looking for these clear plastic organizers. Elaine sent us. These particular ones were purple. We had some left. She originally sent them to us to organize the silverware in the drawer, which worked really well. And we had some left. Chloe used some in the bedroom down here. I think I had one upstairs out of the box. I just don't know where the rest of them are. I know I have some out there. Hey,
What's going on?
not much. Just working on a live video.
Bill?
Breaking.
I'm waiting for a hearing test, and my hearing is pretty good. I don't have to worry. My hearing's good. And they didn't find no wax in my tooth either.
That's cool.
Right.
Trump invokes war power. Yeah, this one was from this morning.
Well,
Yeah, I'm looking for these little plastic containers so I don't know if I have any of the bigger ones left, but
what's that?
these plastic container thingies, Elaine sent us a couple of different boxes of them, like way back in 2024. They're like
Yeah.
organizer things. And one set of them, they were like a transparent purple, and those were like supposed to help with like organizing the silverware drawer, which I did. Like I used some in there, and they helped, worked out really well. And Chloe used some in the bedroom down here when she was in that bedroom, and I might have like one upstairs, and I have a couple little ones in the living room. But I know there was some left, and I was trying to find them. But I don't know where they are. I think I know what I might be able to use if I can't find those.
What's that?
Yeah. Brain fart. Metal sunshine shelves that I have
Yeah.
in the trailer. I have 2 sets of them. I could leave one in the trailer and bring one set in here.
Yeah.
I was gonna clean the counter off, but I want somewhere to put my essential oils. And I was gonna try to get like a basket or some kind of organizer to put them in. But they would go in those sunshine.
Oils.
Huh?
How you gonna make the essential oils?
You can make essential oils. It's just a little bit, it's more tedious than like making other herbal things. I just buy my essential oils. I actually have to go online on Amazon and get a bunch more because the set that Elaine actually sent me is never made it back up here. It's still down in Oklahoma. Which sucks because it was a Christmas gift.
Yeah.
And it was like a set of 48 or something like that.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, I'm not happy about it because I had it in a 2-gallon Ziploc bag ready to go, and it didn't get put in the car, in the van. Yeah. But I'm gonna have to get on Amazon and see how much those would be. Because I do
So for
soaps, you can use them in cleaners, you can use them in candles, homemade candles. You can use them in like homemade lotions. You can use them. You can use them in a lot of things.
yeah. Where's Scott today?
Oh, Aaron had to take him downtown for a minute.
What's that?
Aaron had to take him downtown for a minute.
Oh. Did she get out of the house?
Huh?
Did she get out of the house?
No, he had to go down to Dollar General for a second.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well. Officials claim
What are you
missile
doing?
stores. Writing down the title of the video that I'm gonna play.
Oh.
But yeah, I want to find. If I can't find those, and I don't have a big one I can use, I will get those little shelf thingies because I want to clean the counter off, and I want to reorganize. I've already got like my supplements in a basket. Put my. I don't have much right now, but like I said, I don't have much right now. I usually have like a cranberry thing. I try to keep an elderberry thing around. I have some vitamin C drink things in there. Dollar General.
Oh.
The news here for you. There is a report that is being pushed through the media narrative right now that it is believed among
This was from
intelligence
7 a.m.
officials
this morning.
that the country of Iran already has enough highly enriched uranium to make at least, not a couple,
Sorry, I
but
have a
10
mouthful.
nuclear bombs. Now, the Trump administration is working on this information, saying that this is the reason the United States
I'm eating
of America
strawberries
must
and dried
gain
cherries.
military control over this enriched uranium. They are trying to set up the reasoning for us to go in with troops and not just take out that enriched uranium, but all of the ability for Iran to
I'm eating
continue
strawberries
their
and
nuclear
dried cherries.
ambitions. Now, the question is, what is it going to take for the U.S. to secure it?
Yep.
We have seen multiple intelligence reports that are talking about a covert mission named Project Sapphire. Now, Project Sapphire is a very similar blueprint, according to some of the leaked
I also have
of
my
what
Slim
they are
Fast too.
planning for the nation of Iran. Inside the Middle East, tensions are increasing.
It's the best I can do right now.
Navy destroyer opened fire on that Iranian flag cargo ship in the Gulf of Oman. Now, this was done in accordance with the blockade.
I stopped buying it for a while,
the
but
American Navy. The interception, which was carried out by the USS Spruance, is part of Washington's effort to restrict.
it's probably not the greatest, but again, it's the best I can do right now.
Down what had happened. They said it was an act of terrorism. And
it takes me a minute to get the money together just to spend $16 on that at Miner.
Warned that the Iranians are about to retaliate. They signaled there can be nothing short of escalation from this point. The confrontation is happening as any effort to real diplomacy is failed. Officials inside of Iran say that there is zero hope that anything short of a regional war will come out of what they call crazy American demands for both nuclear control, trade control, and everything else that's happening there. Now, maritime traffic inside of the Strait of Hormuz has seen a little bit ebbing and
That's
flowing,
cool.
but the risk to commercial ships is rising. There are reports that more warning shots have been fired at additional vessels inside of the region.
You too.
Now, according to other reports and related news, the IRGC commander, which is Ahmad Bahidi, they seized control of Iran's military. They took control of the political decision-making process inside of that country. So basically, J.D. Vance, Donald Trump, the Pakistanis, nobody will really talk to who is making the decisions there. The Institute for the Study of War, which you can only pay a certain amount of attention to.
Now Leslie's busy on DoorDash.
From the IRGC Commander General that the inner circle there has secured what they say will be temporary control, but could become permanent over not just Iran's military response, but also their political decision making.
I need to make about $38 now.
We have seen actually happen. The diplomacy side says one thing, military acts.
No, not 30.
The foreign minister recently announced active engagement with the Americans, but the diplomats inside of that country are completely sidelined. The IRGC is now running the show.
When Scott gets back, I'm going to go out to the trailer.
The commander.
And see if I can find those.
United Nations for his role.
I guess I could use one of the tin oil pans, but that wouldn't look very good.
And this is the man that they say is commanding war and peace. Now, you and I saw how quickly the energy markets reacted when fighting started.
Oh, check
It
on the
pushed
kitten.
American gas prices from around $2.90 to around $4 in just a matter of days. And that shows you just how quickly disruptions can happen that affect us here inside the USA. The strain, though, is really visible in other countries. 86% of UK pharmacies cannot fulfill a prescription order for aspirin. Almost 90% cannot fill.
I have to get up
Now,
early
question, when
tomorrow.
does that start in
And
America? In fact, we've had multiple nurses
Get out there and start working on the garden.
reach out to us here on this channel and say it's coming for us. They have already been warned from their higher ups, their suppliers, their outlets that get prescription medication to their hands, that the United States of America is about to experience a medication shortage. Now, essential medications, including things like prescriptions, antibiotics, blood pressure drugs, heart medication.
Hold on, Aaron's back. I don't want to get into a discussion with him about this. Hello. Issues?
Guy sneezed in the car.
Ah.
Oh, so good. Oh, terrible.
She says hi.
All right.
She be on,
Does she want a cookbook?
she wants one.
Okay. Again, it's a pre-order thing.
Yes.
There's no deadline. Whenever she can get me the $10.
I'll, when my phone gets done charging, I'll text her and tell her.
Now, I would rather have it in cash.
Right.
It'll be easier for me to save that way.
Right.
Because we have to raise $789.
Oh, boy.
But that's better than what I thought it was going to be. All right.
Better than 1,000, yeah.
I'm going to put this video back on. Okay, you guys? And I'm going to go out to the trailer and see if I can find those before it gets dark.
They all rely on petrochemical-based inputs.
I closed it.
So when
And?
it goes to
I'm just
this
telling you.
petrochemical stock, shortages come right out.
What does it have to do with me going up there to find something?
Say that they don't have the supplies to absorb the soaring
Go.
cost of
No,
what is happening
go.
out there. We've seen
Go.
shipping costs increase 1,000%. They raise their prices, or what's actually happening, they stop selling goods. Agriculture across the United States of America is facing a severe impact. Urea fertilizer prices have surged from $450 per ton to over $700. We have zero strategic supply or reserves in this area. 70% of U.S. farmers report that they have been unable to secure enough fertilizer for our rice, cotton, corn, and peanuts. Now, the shortfall is pointing to, of course, smaller harvest issues, but what they all say, this is unanimous across the board. Expect higher prices and expect them soon. The broader economy is tightening right now with U.S. inflation projected at an increase for 2026. Other countries see even higher increases. The industry insiders say that the full scale of what has already happened isn't even understood yet. What is unfolding is a chain reaction from energy to medicine to food to supply chains. The effects they say are going to build over time. Now, for me, this doesn't just seem like a small short-term problem. During COVID, they increased your prices at the grocery store 30%. They were just given the go-ahead to do it again. During that time period, your energy bill went up, your water bill went up, your car purchase went up, mortgage rates went up, everything increased. Of course, there were some outliers that the government can control in certain demographics. If you take your entire monthly burden, it went up 50 to 150%. And they expect that to increase by the end of 2026. Folks, let's go ahead and get right to some of the video that is happening out there. Here we have oil market discussions. Trump just invoked the War Powers Act. This is in regard to federal funding directly into energy. Basically, they don't need the okay by the rest of government now to put government funding into liquid natural gas, oil production, electricity infrastructure inside of our country, or coal production and transportation. There is only one reason that the War Powers Act was invoked for this. World War III. That means that we are trying to shut off China. We're shutting them off from Greenland to South America. We've taken control of the entire hemisphere of influence of the United States military and government. And the real concern here is that if we don't finish the job with Iran to an outcome that is amenable for the American people, every country around the world will be looking at the dog who can't bite. China's already taken note. We've already seen smugglers inside of our country getting arms and shipments of weapons ready for an uprising. We have people inside of our nation who have already disseminated plans to take down our electrical grid. Poison or other ways make unusable the water systems that give water, drinkable water, safe water to millions, not a couple thousand people, millions of people across our country. You could look at what's happening right now, and you could say that the United States of America is already under attack. And that is exactly as a prepper or a survivalist how you need to operate. As though the country is already deeply involved in social issues, political issues, economic issues, and it's not too far of a stretch to see that a civil war has been brewing inside of our nation for some years. It is your job and mine to bear the burden of survival and of preparedness. You are here today because your family survived the World War. You're only alive because they survived World War I, World War II, and other times of geopolitical uncertainty across the world.
That's good.
And your
Well, the
children
purple
and your
ones-
children,
That box has got to be either upstairs in the bedroom
please get ready.
or
Thank you for being
in the
here
living
at Full
room.
Spectrum Survival on YouTube. This broadcast is brought to us by you.
Now I can.
All of our
Wait,
videos are
wait.
on, and make sure you check out Alpha Omega Gold. It's
Okay, never mind.
AO.gold/FSS. And what they do is they help people take their current retirement assets, their accounts, their savings, and they turn them into something physical. You see, if I just had
We don't even have any
vitamins,
chips. Where are all the
the digital vitamins
clothespins?
aren't going to do me any good.
It's ridiculous.
Digital, I've got some ammunition right
I
here.
would take.
Digital ammunition, it's not going to do me.
Not like I mean, like.
And until you can turn an asset into something that you can hold, it doesn't really matter.
A bunch of
So that's what
stupid
these
crap.
people do. A member of our community here, AO.gold/FSS.
Jeez.
Having a physical asset is, of course, what's going to help you and your family.
Living
Now, they
room.
pay for setup costs, first year fees. They're offering this just to our community here at Full Spectrum Survival. They are offering a free silver pressing friendly bar for all qualified individuals. So make sure you check it out. See if it's right for you and your family to get your physical assets. But until you're ready, and until you're actually holding it, no different than a digital bullet or a digital vitamin or some digital canned food. If you can't
You get
use
me
it,
one of the
you can't use it.
I don't need a
Also,
quart
have
bag.
people
Get me
reach
one
out
of
to
the
us.
colored.
We have a great community. This community has asked over and over again
Needs to be a
to
smaller
get
one.
with Rice Mountains. If you're interested in relocating for the purpose of building a mutual assistance group, survival group,
I gotta try to build one around here.
send me an email.
Guys, I have a homesteading group on Facebook.
survival@gmail.com.
Unfortunately, I did spell homesteading wrong, and it didn't realize it until it was too late.
If you see the option Please heist this video. Give as many points as you can. Get it out to Brady Wise. Until this afternoon's broadcast at 2 p.m., please stay safe and keep watch. I want to help you.
All right, that was from this morning. This one was from this afternoon.
Welcome back to Full Spectrum.
Come on. Everything is just so slow around here. All right. This over here. Well, I made my mind up. And like after, going over certain things and listening to certain videos and watching certain videos and listening to things that are going on, we got to get organized. We got to simplify. We have to get rid of a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff to go through in this house. I still have a ton of my mom and dad's stuff to go through. And I know what they would tell me. We don't need it anymore. Throw it away. Okay, some of it I can do that with. Other stuff that was mom and dad's, I'm going to have a hard time. Because my mom and dad. But I've got to be realistic and ask them never needs it. Books. There's going to be a book section in our where you guys can buy books. Okay. I'll add that to the Facebook post. I don't know. I don't think Facebook. I don't think YouTube will let me add my store unless I'm monetized. I'll check that out. I'm going to write this down. Red alert, Doomsday plane launch. Doomsday plane launch codes. China on high alert. Trump prepared. Pacific for war. Be prepared, guys. Get your seeds. Number one, get your seeds. Okay? Get your seeds. I don't care if you're container gardening or if you can have a small garden or if you have a big backyard, you can turn in either a bunch of raised beds, a section of it raised beds for your family, and the other section for farm animals. Okay? I don't care. Or if you have a large property. If you do, awesome. Get your seeds, get your garden planned, huge garden, and they say start small. I know that, okay? So make sure you have your seeds. Plant what your family will eat, okay? Get jars, get salt, Redmond's real salt. Get your seasonings, like your canning seasonings. You can use get red pepper flakes, you can get the pickling spices, you can get the other seasonings. Get your salt through Redmond's Real Salt. Go to offgridwithdougandstacy.com to their shop tab, and you can get a discount on your order through Redmond's. Okay? I've been ordering mine from Amazon right now. I gotta actually check it out and see if it's gonna be any more or less, like what it would be through them. I just started ordering it through Amazon. But get your stuff. Okay? I don't care if you have to do an in-ground garden. I know they're a pain in the butt to take care of. Especially if you don't know what you're doing. Get your books. Get on Amazon. Order homesteading books. Like Backyard Homestead book. Or Homesteading from Scratch. Or any of those homesteading that goes over like the whole gardening thing. Get the book on square foot gardening. Okay? Watch The Gardening Channel with James Prigioni. Get your stuff. All right, get your stuff. Get ready to have to do this yourself. Because it's not going to be the way it is now for much longer. If you're going to be prepared to do your medicines, get the Lost Book of Herbal Remedies from Nicole Appelian. Yes, you can find them on Amazon. They should be anywhere, I mean, it's going to be probably anywhere from $37 to $50. It's worth every penny. Every single penny. I want to get the second one. There's 2 of them. All right. I have the Self-Sufficient Backyard. I have No Grid Survival Projects. That's another one I would recommend. There's so many things in there that literally survival. Okay. Self-Sufficient Backyard. I have No Grid Survival Projects. I have the Lost Ways and the Lost Book of Superfoods. There's a few other ones. There's an apothecary one. There's a couple of Amish ones. There's a Lost Book of Herbal Remedies, book 2. I want to get those. Get your books. Nothing can replace those, okay? Grids go down. You're not going to have YouTube. You're not going to have Pinterest. You're not going to have the internet. Anything you save on your phone, there's an EMP. Gone. You can't access it. Period. You need hard copy. Get your books. Period. Get your books. All right. I will go through and come up with a list of titles for you again. But get your books. Straight up. Yeah. Let's start this.
Survival, I've got a red alert here for you. A growing number of military analysts are warning about China. They're saying that China is a long-term strategy for a world that is sliding into a multi-year, maybe even
Red alert. Say plane
decade-long
launch
international war. Instead of relying on just sea lanes that can be patrolled by rival navies, China is constructing an overland network that is designed to keep their resources moving, even if the oceans of our world are locked down. Maritime choke points like the Strait of Hormuz, Al Mandab, these are pressure points. In a war, they're targets. They're easy to disrupt, easy to control.
China on high alert
has been to route a large portion of all of their military commerce and supply chain through rail corridors that stretch across Asia and into Europe. These lines are built for world war and survival.
Trump prepared
These
Pacific
networks are hard to blockade and they're easy to defend internally. They're not exposed to the naval control of the United States military. Even with regional conflicts that could slow down some routes, and we are bombing and taking out rail routes today in other countries like Ukraine and Russia's war, the broader system can continue. Now, their objective is very...
I'm going to give you guys a list of those books, okay?
Direct access to the supply chain. They can feed their people.
First of all,
give medicine to their people, even during a decade-long war. Now, energy, of course, follows the same path.
The Gardening
Economics with
Channel
Russia, Central Asia, and the Caspian region are not just Chinese infrastructural projects. They are a sovereign
Prigioni.
Now, in a crisis, they follow the same flow of fuel that never touches a contested
Second,
traditional exporters of energy started to see what America can do. It has also emerged that a country of Iran established missile production facilities deep inside of fortified underground military cities. A leaked video now shows military industrial technicians assembling and manufacturing brand new missiles in these subterranean cities deep beneath their heavily fortified mountains. In other news, the leader of France, Emmanuel Macron, he posted that Sergeant Florian Montorio of the 17th Parachute Engineer Regiment, he was among the fallen soldiers in southern Lebanon during an attack against UNIFIL. Now, 3 of his brothers in arms were also wounded and were evacuated, but everything here suggests that a new war is rising to the top between Israel and America and Middle Eastern enemies. Right now in our world, there are 3 separate oil markets that operate simultaneously. Prices and their fluctuations are driven by sentiment and speculation, as you have very well noted. In the physical market, actual cargo prices constantly trend higher. They spike during disruptions, they spike during speculation, but what we're seeing is the financial markets react to those headlines. They swing down, they go back up. And we see this on ceasefire agreements that Trump announces, political statements, the sentiment of the traders in the actual market. They reflect positions more than they do the actual reality of events. China represents an entirely different third operation.
I have
here.
a headache.
They steadily import and
I think we're
store
gonna
their
get rain.
oil over time.
Ugh.
They distort their own market, and financial marketplaces aren't even able to price in the expectations of what is going to happen. And that is all to say that there are 3
My
major
eye is doing
countries
that
around
little
our
twitchy
world
thing.
getting ready for a multi-year war. China, Russia, and the United States of America. Folks, all around our planet, we have a large security concern. And I want you to listen to what this representative, James Cormer has to say about Americans going missing or winding up dead.
We're very concerned about this. This is a national security concern. This would suggest that something sinister.
Is the blanket too close?
We want to see what we can do, and hopefully, without.
Are you sure?
We can maybe bring attention to this and have anyone that knows of any information out there contact Congress so we can help determine what's going on here and prevent this from happening in the future.
I'm gonna have to put them in the playpen.
I think
Get
I
out of
can
the
smell
box.
trap with that. So what we have right here is dozens of
Maybe I'll quit.
controls nuclear scientists and
Go lay down.
with the continuity of government. We're all going missing or winding up dead. Enough attention has been brought to this that the American
I forgot.
something is wrong. The government says we're looking into it.
A lot of the scientists,
Many of
like,
these scientists have said they were in fear of their life. This was weeks, sometimes months prior to these abductions.
people that don't think there's anything going on.
The government is coming out and saying,
Got issues, I'm telling you.
Let us, government, know about it. That is not a good trend, in my opinion. Listen to what Lukashenko has to say.
Do not think you'll be able to hide behind the ocean. There are Americans all over the world. So things may be calm for you in Washington and Florida, but it will be hard for you in other places. Therefore, today, your leaders, Hegseth, Rubio, and Trump, need to find the wisdom to reach agreements, calm things down, and settle things. There's no need to follow Israel's lead. Israel wants to fight, so let it fight.
Well, yes, but so that's Lukashenko discussing the Israeli engagement in a geopolitical conflict. This was some of that observed tsunami activity from that 7.5. This happened over Ukraine. They say that it was a comet, but I'm not so sure. It does have a tail, long tail, like a comet, but there's no dimming. I'm going to turn this down for you because this is another presidential emergency network summoning all stations. This is exactly what you hear before the bombs go off.
This is
Now, what they're saying is that the United States military is prepared to pull the trigger on a nuclear option. Now, I have a suspicion that we're going to see some sort of major attack very soon. And this attack is going to give legitimacy to a wiping out of multiple countries. We've already seen AI industry, so tech mafia leadership. We've seen Bill Gates. We have seen different government leaders all say that something bad is coming. They say a bio war, some sort of widespread issue in radiation. At the bare minimum, we could be looking at a lights out, long duration blackout event.
I'm telling
The
you.
matter remains that they have already said the Chinese and other actors with ill intent
Get
in
your
the United
seeds.
States of America have the ability to cause widespread multi-state, not just citywide.
You can use pallets to build
multi-state
garden
state
beds.
disruption in our infrastructure.
Seriously. Pallets are great for potato beds. I'm actually going to see if I can get 4 pallets this year.
Thank you for the telephone conversation.
And put them together and do a potato garden in it.
That they would not allow their airspace.
Might do 2 of them and do sweet potatoes in one.
When it all began, contrary to your
Maybe I'll try 4 of those.
United States and Israel.
16 pallets? Good luck to me.
United States and Israel began.
Especially since I need a bunch of them for other stuff.
That is engaged in a multi-year military conflict, they won't call it a war, with Ukraine. But here is Russia, Sergei
Alright, the
Lavrov,
books.
demanding that countries stop allowing the United States of America and Israel to use their airspace. And if you want to continue trade, this is a trade war. If you want to continue trade with the country of Russia, you will act in accordance with well understood and documented international norms. Massive fire breaking out at yet another oil refinery. This is in Russia. How many oil refineries are we at? Like 4 dozen, 5 dozen, where they're being attacked from Texas to Georgia gas pipelines to California to India to Pakistan to Russia to Ukraine to Israel to Saudi Arabia. We are in a war of worldwide proportions. Folks, it's my job to scroll so that you and your family don't have to. Please make sure that you're subscribed to us here at Full Spectrum Survival on YouTube and share this video off site. X.com. Share it on Facebook. Let other people know what's actually happening out there. Get this into their eyes. And if you can, if you see a hype button, please click it down there. From my family to yours, please stay safe and keep watch.
Back. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to James Prigioni here. Oh, jeez. trying to think. I have so many. All right. So, Mandy. And I don't know if you're on or not, but this one, we were talking about container gardening. This particular video, James Prigioni actually talks about container gardening. And it's called How to Grow a Container Garden Cheap and Easy on the Patio. So here we go.
What's going on, growers? It's James Prigioni coming to you live from Jersey. Today, I'm going to show you how to grow a container garden for cheap that will produce more food than you could even imagine. Plus, I'm going to share with you some of my own secrets that you definitely don't want to miss. Let's go! I've been growing food in containers for years. We're talking beautiful peppers, huge orange ones that taste as good as they look, tomatoes that are just loaded with fruit, potatoes in buckets, and even in boxes that kick out so much food. Bush beans, which are one of the best fresh snacks right from the garden, and even watermelons with perfect shape and unbeatable flavor. The point I'm trying to make is you don't need a lot of space to grow a lot of food. Heck, you don't need a garden area at all. If you can fit a few 5-gallon buckets, you'll have enough room to grow some of your fresh, homegrown food and grab it right off the plant. What you really need is the and a few valuable tips that will make the whole thing work. And believe it or not, there are some major advantages to growing in containers compared to in the ground or even in a raised bed. We'll get into those as the video progresses. The first thing we need for a container garden is obvious, a container. And what you use isn't super important as long as you get a few things right. I have grown in 5-gallon buckets. They work great, are easily accessible, and feel like the perfect size to me. I have grown in free recycled totes, which are fantastic and give you more space, allowing for
Forgot about cabbage.
Bed kind of feel. I had
cabbage is another one you can get at Dollar Tree,
which work well for crops like potatoes and even for some quick producing spring veggies like lettuce. Whatever container you decide to use though, what really matters is that you have drainage holes at the bottom. Without them, water will pool up and your soil will go anaerobic, which means without oxygen. The leaves of our plants, they need carbon dioxide, but the roots need oxygen. If they're sitting in soil that doesn't have oxygen in it, then they will get root rot. That could potentially kill your plant, and that will just be horrible. So the first and foremost thing is that we need to make sure we have proper drainage. For 5-gallon buckets and for my totes, I drill my own holes with a 1/2-inch drill bit. It's quick and easy to do. If you buy containers that are specific for gardening or use grow bags, they'll have drains already drilled in most of the time. Even though this one does, but you just have to poke it through. So not to worry about that. One reason I use 5-gallon buckets, especially if you have to buy them from like Lowe's, is because they're cheaper. So the cost of all three of these containers is the same.
All right, I'm going to start working on the counter.
Smallest for the same price. So
while this
the
is
same
playing.
cost, but different sizes. You get the most space at a 5-gallon bucket. I've also had some people mention in the past to me that they went to like a health food store and were able to get food safe containers for only $1. Or you can even go to like a bakery or something and try to get containers on the cheap. I just love the 5-gallon buckets. They work so well. If you want to recycle containers, you want to make sure that they're food safe. For the 5-gallon buckets, it's best if you have a stamp on the side like this one here. It says food grade
That
on it.
one is good.
So you know good. When it comes to some of the other containers, like this over here, if you flip it over on the bottom of it, it'll have a band. It'll tell you what kind of plastic it is. There are about 7 different kinds
I
of
know.
plastic. You want to make sure that yours has either 2, 4, or 5. Those are food grade ones. One is food grade also, but it's more for single use. So if possible, I'll probably avoid that one. This number just tells you what the plastic is, what kind of plastic it is. So that will tell you what it's used for. So make sure if you use a plastic container, even if it is food grade, that there wasn't some other chemicals in it before actually using it. I have a valuable tip for you about woodland that will keep your plants better hydrated and also save fertilizer. But before we get to that, we need to get to the next critical thing of container gardening: soil. First off, you never want to use native soil in your containers. It will be way too dense. I know it's enticing because it's right there on a tree, but I'm telling you, it won't work. I've tried it. I suggest you start with a good potting mix or make your own soil. And today, I'll show you a quick, easy way to make a fantastic soil mix. If you get a soil, make sure you get a potting mix.
No!
Make sure you get a potting mix, not a new bed soil or in-ground soil. My favorite potting mix is the half-spot soil. Like this. I've used it for many years and it's always done really well for me. I have also used the Performance Organics potting mix. That looks like this. But in my opinion, what really matters is the structure of the potting mix. Because you can add some of your own fertilizer in. We're going to have to do that later anyways, as the plant starts to grow. But you cannot change the structure of the soil once you get things growing. So that's really the important thing to focus on right now. A major advantage of growing in containers is you won't have to deal with soil-borne diseases as long as you get a good quality potting mix or you make the soil yourself. And the soil-borne diseases are terrible, especially for plants like tomatoes. They're just decimating things. Diseases go through soluble where there's not really anything you could basically do about it. There's like no space. Also, you avoid some bugs that are naturally in the ground. I know
Alright,
me
this
here
thing-
personally, there's a nasty bug
You
called
got way too
the
much
Darby
stuff
Symbiote
coming
in
down
my
the
natural
thing.
soil, and it
Yeah.
eats the roots of the plants.
Because
There's not
this
too
is
much I
like
can do about it. There's not like a spray or anything I can necessarily do.
that bad.
But grow in a container and make your own soil, you can avoid
I
all
mean,
these
the
issues.
gallons.
Let me show you a mix that was amazing. I've been using it for years and just to give me incredible results. And a lot of you viewers have also said that you've tried this mix before and it's worked fantastic for you as well. So let's get into it.
Now I gotta
What
get this stuff
consists
taken
is
care of.
3 parts cocoa coir. And what I like to call the mix before I get too deep detail.
This is how I made my
soil
soil this last
that
year.
is 3 parts.
Where I got it
You
from.
can use either cocoa coir or peat moss. I like cocoa coir better though because it's more environmentally friendly. It can dry out a little quicker than maybe something like peat moss, but then it's also much easier to rehydrate after it dries out. This stuff works great. I really love it. The other option you could use is the peat moss. This one isn't as environmentally friendly,
I guess
but it's cheaper and more accessible. It's also a little bit acidic. So I definitely prefer to use the cocoa coir, but you could use peat moss as your base if you want. So 3 parts cocoa coir. Next, we're going to move the compost. So 3 for the cocoa coir.
We may put that
2
out.
for the compost. And I use these 5-gallon buckets
Just
because it
set it
makes
on the
it
bottom.
really easy to get your ratios right and measure everything perfectly. So 2 parts compost. This compost right here is mushroom compost that I get locally.
Same thing.
It works pretty well.
Not really.
You could also just use something like this. This is a different one, a cat manure compost that I get locally too. This one's good. If you want to buy bagged compost, I've tried a few of them. The black cow, this one, more people talk about it, but overall I don't think it's that fantastic. I actually prefer this one over here. This is the Timberline compost. Look at this, how it looks is, I think, a better quality one. So again, 2 parts compost. And then as we move back here, the other 1 part of the 3-2-1 mix is going to be perlite. So you can do 1 part
So cocoa
perlite,
coir,
but for more advanced mix, what I like to do is
the compost,
perlite, half
the
vermiculite.
perlite,
The vermiculite is going to make
and
it
the
so
vermiculite.
the soil is light, but this retains water. The perlite is for drainage. So if we combine both of them, it makes our mix lighter, but it still gives us good water retention. So what we're going to do is take our 3-2-1 and start mixing, and I'll show you the structure, and then we'll move on to the next step. Let's get the mixing. You can see our ratios here. 3 parts cocoa. 1 part as we combine these with vermiculite and perlite.
gonna be 1 part of the vermiculite perlite and then 2 parts compost. I'm gonna mix it on this tarp. It just makes it a lot easier to do. You'll see as we get mixing. To start with the purple pole, do 1 bucket. Start it out. 2 buckets. And then our third. Then I'm gonna put in our vermiculite and our perlite so I can cover with the compost. Put that in.
I'm gonna get a tarp to make the soil like this.
Because I used it for years, it works great. Yes. Next, I'll grab my rake. And in true recycled fashion, we got a recycled rake. Look at this thing, someone was getting rid of it. Got it absolutely destroyed. It still works good for mixing. So we'll mix them together, plug in the rake. Then I'm going to start grabbing the corners of the tarp and mix it like that. So I'll just take a corner of the tarp like this and roll the whole thing over it. It's an easy way to get the mix done. A lot of you have said in the past that I should get this is mat mixer, but I don't mind mixing it like this by hand. I think it's kind of fun. Rotate on the tarp again. This really doesn't take long. It takes about, I usually do like 2 tarp rotations like this. And then I'll get in there and mix by hand.
Past that.
So that's good like that. Now I'll get in here. And what I like to do best is just get in there and just mix by hand like this. So we're gonna get everything looking good, mix together. Get it as evenly dispersed as possible. So we're already starting to see. Look at that.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see he's
beautiful
got
that is.
dump. I don't know where my other seeds went.
Perfect
to
balance,
because nobody bought
Nice ratios. This is gonna be some amazing food. The basic mix is finished. The structure is perfect. Look at that. This is exactly what we want. This is where our plants are going to be living. So this is
my seeds
super
in the
important
cup.
part of the whole growing process, especially when we're growing in containers.
That's awesome.
I'm telling you, just try this mix out one time. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. What is lacking is some nutrition, so we're going to add some fertilizer in just a minute. Let's get our 5 gallon bucket filled with our fresh made soil. Just going to fill it up like this, nice and easy. One thing that's a good idea though is when filling your bucket, it's best to fill it in the spot where you're going to actually be growing things. I'm not doing that right now, but that's definitely the best idea because when we water this in after we get some stuff planted, it gets pretty dang heavy. So you're not going to, want to move it. If you don't have to, it's better to just, fill your bucket in the spot you're going to plant. So
Remember, guys, $10
we're going to fill it
to pre-order the cookbooks.
like around here. We don't want to fill it too deep or too high up because what's going to happen is in the future, we're going to want to add some top dressing of fertilizer and some mulch. So we don't want to like overfill the bucket. That's not ideal. But this height is good because when we water, after we transplant, it is going to sink down just a little bit. So this is a great height here. One thing to note though, our soil is already saturated. If you have a potting mix and it's super dry, like this one here, you come in. So this potting mix is super dry. We wouldn't want to transplant and then water. We want to wet this down to get it to a saturation level, something close to this where it's nice and moist. Then when we water,
get on his channel and subscribe to his channel.
If you plant it here and then water, there might be some dry pockets when transplanting, and that will not be helpful for the plant. So it's good to wet your potting mix down before you actually start planting into it. Another major advantage to growing in containers is you'll free up spots in your raised bed for crops that have more of a short season. For example, when it comes to eggplant and peppers, I highly prefer to plant them in containers as opposed to my raised beds because what happens is those crops, they take so long to produce. And by the time that the eggplant and the peppers are like ripening their fruit, it's basically time for me to start preparing the fall garden or even the winter garden. And they're just kind of in the way they're in the raised beds. So what I like to do is grow them in containers instead. Even when it comes to tomatoes, it works good too. You'll avoid so many of the soil-borne diseases, and they're just not in the way when you're transitioning. Not to mention, when it comes to peppers, we can overwinter our peppers because they're perennials. So what we do is we take our 5-gallon buckets, we bring them into the greenhouse. They stay in there all winter and kind of go into dormant mode. Then come spring, I can pull them out of the greenhouse, and I already have established pepper plants growing. So there's just a host of advantages to growing in containers. Before we transplant into our pot with our new soil mix here, we need to add some fertilizer. And before I even do that, actually, I'm going to take out some of the soil because I'm going to be planting a tomato in this plot. And a little tip for tomatoes is they'll root from the stems. So what I'm going to do is take a little more soil out than I would normally have. So I can plant a tomato, and then in the future I can add some more soil and loosen the stem. So about here looks good, lower than before. Next, we're going to add some fertilizer. I highly suggest that you use an all-purpose fertilizer so you get a good balanced level of nutrition. And the reason we have to add a fertilizer goes back to what I talked about earlier. We want this going for the structure. The compost I added was a mushroom compost, so it doesn't have a lot of nutrition in it. We need to make sure that we're adding some nutrition. If you're using a bag soil, then you won't have to worry about fertilizing at the start, but you will in the future. So we'll get into that later when you do some top dressing. So we're going to take some more fertilizer, or for this one, we're going to take about a half a cup, maybe a little less.
2 cups.
So let's take out there. A little less than half a cup. You can probably hear the ice cream in the back. We have a really nice day today. It's like 90 degrees. So we'll take some fertilizer like this.
That dry as well.
Maybe about a third a cup like that. Then we're going to mix it into the top few inches of the soil. We don't have to mix it all the way down into the bucket because every time we water and every time it rains, this fertilizer will go down to our soil deeper into the bucket. So we're just going to mix it just like that. Beautiful. And then you move to actually getting transplanted. I highly suggest using organic fertilizer. You can get whatever one you want.
Okay, so you want to add
less chance of actually burning your plants as long as you don't go crazy and add like a insane amount. Also, you can use a liquid fertilizer. This one's one of my favorites during the growth stage. The fish fertilizer, the Alaskan one, it looks really well. The problem is that it's a little high in nitrogen, so we only want to use this during the growth stage. We don't really want to use this when the plants start fruiting, or it might just, have them focus more on growth rather than on fruiting. Another thing is this fish fertilizer smells horrendous.
the fish emulsion stuff does smell.
I mean, it works well. But
well, I'm gonna have to get some because I think that's what was missing from soil we did last year. Was the fertilizer because I had a lot of issues with the plant.
Our soil added, and
I did get some stuff out of it, but
transplant into here.
Not like I should.
I'm going to transplant a tomato right now, and one of the cool things is I'm going to be planting a tomato right now.
These are all peppermint.
In the next couple of days
Peppermint
or so.
essential oil.
And I don't usually start planting with tomatoes, so about maybe 3 or 4 weeks from right now. But because I'm
Dollar
planting the pot,
General.
I can transplant it now. If we get
Most
some
of them I got
days
from
I
Mason
can bring that inside. So it's
when
a
I
cool
was
advantage
working
to
there.
growing containers. So what we're gonna do is
It's actually kind of
area
cool
right here.
that stores
I'm gonna
have
take
like
off some of these
dollar
leaves. For most plants, you
essential
want to
oil.
transplant them at the same height they came out of the pot.
I have
But like I said before,
the
when it comes to
trails.
tomatoes, they a stem. So we're gonna go a little deeper. Then it come out. We'll take out these lower leaves just so we don't bury them. Then I'm gonna pop it out.
And this one
Yeah,
is
brings
sweet
those in
orange,
too.
which I found at
So
Dollar
it's looking
Tree.
good. It's not rebound. Next thing we're gonna do, just lay this down for a second, is we're gonna add some mycorrhizal fungi. This is an inoculant, and this forms that symbiotic relationship with the roots, and it works really well. It doesn't work for cabbages, but it works for most plants. So we're gonna take some of this inoculant, sprinkle it
Perfect.
right
Look
at the
it.
bottom, just like this. And this is just gonna bring more life to the soil. This one's just growing in the container.
Organization.
Down deep in
Who
there.
knew?
We're gonna check the height. We want to get the soil to go basically up to that loop right there. We're gonna get it nice and deep in there, and we're gonna lightly bring the soil around it, and then just like that. It's beautiful. You can see there's some extra height here. So as the tomato grows, we'll put a little more soil in. Then in the future, we could add some top dressing if we need, or we can even add some mulch. We're gonna do that. Add mulch. Now, we gotta water the seed in. So when it comes to watering it, especially in containers,
You're right there.
something really important is that we want to have a tray underneath it, like this tray here. You can use a tray like this that I got for free to recycle. If you want, you can get one of these from like Home Depot or Lowe's. Kind of expensive though. This thing was like $3. This was like $4. So if you could recycle something, that's ideal. Then we want to water
Several
for
weeks.
tomatoes. It's best to not get the leaves wet if you don't have to.
Mindset.
So we're gonna water this in. Make sure it's nice and saturated.
I'm gonna work on our channel is getting
And we
into
want
that
it really
homestead
relatively slow.
mindset because it's really important right
And
now.
we don't want to overwater.
Because if you're not in that
So we wanna
homestead
water it,
mindset,
especially in the future. so that
All hell
if
breaks
the water that
loose.
drips down
Y'all are
into
in
the
trouble.
Then when it drips into the tray, we don't want too much
Y'all
water
are in
overflowing.
trouble.
If we're watering too much, then what's going to happen is
Right.
we're essentially going to be wasting water, and we're just going to be flushing the nutrients out of the soil if we're just overwatering. We want to water enough and slow enough so the water moves through the
I
bucket,
thought I had it on
lands
the
in
hook
the
and I
tray,
missed.
and then we give the plant time to in the soil to
Okay,
really
Susie.
absorb that water. This will conserve water.
Huh.
It will definitely
How do you get the
conserve
stuff out of the
fertilizer. We
bottom?
won't have to top dress as much, so it'll
You
save
can't
money.
put that
It'll help
down there,
a
it's
lot.
too small.
A little simple thing,
The
but it works
opening's
really
too
well.
small.
Some hot water in it,
we
let
have
it
to
sit.
catch that water. I'm just gonna water this thing in just a little bit more. Let's stay on
I
the
mean,
topic of
the
water
water's
for
not
a
gonna
moment
be
because
very hot.
that tends to be one of the biggest problems,
You're gonna want
or
to
that's
push
one of
out
the
of here.
ultimate problems for people who are growing into containers. So we want our soil to be damp, but we don't want it to be saturated for too long a period of time. We want to water enough where the whole floor becomes like saturated after it reabsorbs the water from the tray, but we don't want to come out every single day in water because we need the soil to kind of dry out a little bit. It's almost like freezing. We can fully water the plant, then we need to give it, depending on how large the plant is, a few days to dry back out. Watering isn't
That
something
one
we
should
set
be
on a
fine.
schedule. So
I think
for
I
a plant
had
like
that
this,
one
I
rinsed
just got
out
in the ground.
before.
After we fully water it, it'll probably be like 3 days before I need to come and water it again. A good way to check is now that we have fully watered this in, and after it's saturated, you can lift the pot, check the weight of it. Try to think about that weight. Then come out the next day, check the weight again. And once the pot gets considerably lighter, we know that there's not as much water in here, so we might have to come back and water. But again, it's one of those things where there's just so many factors. So maybe every couple of days we water, 3 days or so. But come July, when this plant is huge and it's super hot out, we may have to come out every day, maybe even twice a day to water. If the plant's huge and it's a super hot day and there's a lot of sun, then it might transpire a lot of water to keep itself cool. So we have to regularly come out here and give this plant the water to make sure it doesn't dry out too bad. If we let the soil dry out too much, then that's going to just bring on a host of problems. Something like blossom end rot. I know it's a calcium issue, but blossom end rot happens because the plant can't get the calcium to the fruit. And the only way to get calcium to the fruit is water. So if we let our plants completely dry out and then come in with the heavy watering, we're going to cause the problems. So overall, watering is something that you need to lock in. You need to let the plant and the weight of it guide you on when you should go out there and water. And it's not something we want to set on a schedule. You got to kind of let the plants dictate it. Using a mulch will be super helpful to keep the soil moist for longer.
All right.
It will also help the soil dry out more evenly. If we don't have a mulch and the sun hits the soil,
My homemade
then that'll cause
wipes.
the top of the soil to dry out, but not maybe the middle or the
This is
bottom.
the full
So
sheet.
a mulch
So I
will be
don't have.
really helpful. It'll help conserve water and also it'll help keep the roots of our plants cooler, and that will help the plant grow better.
The quarter size ones
I
are in
use
the
this for
living
my
room.
tomatoes. You can also use like a diced
Half
just
in
make
the
sure you're
trailer.
using these that
Or
you do
the-
dice them
yeah.
up first so they don't mat out the soil. Another thing I like about these 5-gallon buckets
By
is
the
that they're
way,
light. They like reflect the sun. They don't absorb it and they don't get super hot like a black container will or even something like a black wood.
we'll stop this for a minute. Our whites. Okay, Faith First Farm and Homestead are wipes. Now the only reason they look like that is because I've had these sitting around for quite a while. The color will kind of run, but it doesn't hurt the disinfecting quality of them. You can get our wipes. You can get the set of 3 for $15 in our store. Now, if you want them sent to you, I can do that. We can work out a price. Just comment and let me know. All right. Counter nice and clean. I gotta stop putting a bunch of stuff in my lemon bowl. I'm bad about that. That crap out of my lemon bowl. I need to buy some new lemons. I'm gonna have you wash this and I'm gonna put these back in here. I think one of the things I'm gonna do, you guys, is I'm gonna do some container gardening. Out near the trailer / store. You guys can see, and I'm gonna try to do it according to James and what he's recommending. Because it did not work very well in Oklahoma. A lot of that, I think, was the heat. I really do. I think that a lot of it was the heat. Which I have to get some more of. What am I doing? Pull this forward. This stuff right here, the coconut oil. Oh my real stupid probe counter, I swear. Dad? Bad idea and a long list of bad ideas. I'm telling you. I told him that I don't know how many times. That was a bad idea and a long list of bad ideas. I know what he was trying to do, but yeah. I was like, Dad, can't clean it very well. All right, so I also really want to keep these. No, I had these over by the coffee maker. Now I'm actually having an issue like screwing this cover out all the way, but now it's food, so I have a glass I have to spray. Actually, I want to get the Mod Podge and just like brush the Mod Podge over it. One of the reasons why it's still over here. I gotta get this stuff out of here. I'm so bad about that. Like, I'm terrible about that. Marshmallows. Alright, I'm gonna go through these. I'm gonna put these in the dining room. This should have been put back in the tote. Just started putting random crap in this bowl. Like, I'm so bad about that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna work on. I'm gonna go ahead with some container gardening this year. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do some container gardening, following James Prigioni and what he recommends. And see if I can get it to work better.
Back, these things get super hot.
Hopefully.
As your plants continue to grow, you need to stay on top of keeping them fed. Once you see your tomatoes and your peppers start to head into production, their flowers and fruit start to form, it's a good idea to go out there and give them a top dressing. What I like to do is add some soil to a bucket, then mix in some all-purpose fertilizer.
Okay, guys, I gotta cut off for a second. I gotta pee.
And what do we do?
Then
Are
I'll
you
add
sure?
the mulch back.
Here, I'll just
By
put-
doing this, you'll know that your plants have adequate nutrition to continue producing fruit. Then I'll go by every, say, 30 to 60 days and give the plants an additional top dressing of fertilizer. This way, they have enough nutrition to just continue kicking out food, especially for indeterminate tomatoes that just keep producing. And this will also help your plants fight off disease and they have adequate nutrition. And make sure you get even more out of your space.
I want to make sure
When
that got
growing
washed.
potatoes, it's a good
Throw
idea
them
to
away.
have something vertical set up so your plants can grow up it. For instance, I've grown tomatoes in containers up a peach tree. It's worked great, and I've got a double yield from that area, getting both tomatoes and also peaches. I've also set up an area in my patio where I had a fence up against it, where I've grown red Malabar spinach up it and cucumbers, just so we can get that extra vertical space and that height above us, so we can get the most out of the area that we actually have. When growing though, especially in pot or even in a raised bed, you want to make sure you orient things correctly. You want the shortest plants to be on the south and the tallest plants to be on the north. This way, when the sun comes, it doesn't like get blocked. If you have tall plants all the way on that south side, then it's going to block all the plants
Okay.
all over the north.
Other
So you want to
thing-
orient your plants the right way to make sure that they get the most amount of light to give you the most amount
I
of food.
think
In
I'm
my
gonna
opinion,
go
growing containers
to.
awesome. I mean, there's a lot of advantages that come from growing them. You're going to use less fertilizer because it's
Dollar
more
Tree
targeted where you're going to put fertilizer.
and get some of their
Especially
wire
catching
baskets, and I'm going to use them for
rehydrated. Don't
potatoes.
use less water because
Because I
it's
can't
targeted.
use,
You're not gonna
I
wait
can't
until
leave
they get
potatoes
small pot. You're gonna use
in
less mulch.
the
It's
bags
easier to mulch.
because they
And
end up
also, you can
rotting.
move the containers around to different locations if they're not too heavy for you. If it's a super hot day, you want to
They-
move it to like filtered shade, you can do that. At the end of the season, if you have peppers, you want to move them and overwinter them into a garden, you can do that too. And it's just an incredible, simple, quick way to get a garden going. By growing containers, you can really join the homegrown team, even if it's just herbs or one tomato plant on your back porch. What matters is that you're getting some of your own fresh, homegrown food
Yep.
right off the vine, right off the plant. I'm telling you, there's truly nothing like it. Once you actually taste something that you've grown yourself, I think it'll change your whole outlook on food, on gardening, and you'll probably end up being hooked just like me. That's today's video. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you truly got something out of it. I have so much fun when I can get out here, get my hands dirty, make some soil, mix it up, share with you guys my soil.
I
mix
totally
that has
agree.
Just worked so well for me, and there's a lot of people who have commented and said that it's worked fantastic for them also. You'll notice I prefer not to use grow bags. Some people really like the grow bags. I don't like them as much. I've tried them in the past. I have much better luck with just my 5-gallon buckets, and that's what I kind of enjoy using. I want to mention, if you enjoyed the video, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share with your friends. Don't forget to check out that link down below. Also, check out some of the fertilizer that we use. It works really well. And check out our Team Grow plant armor to protect your plants. Things are blooming here. Things are looking nice. The apple tree is blooming. Soon it's going to have fruit on it. We need to protect that fruit. So that Hazelden Clay Team Grow plant armor will work fantastic for that. Overall, it's been a blast making this video.
I need some
I've made a video similar, a container garden video in the past, and some people have said, one person mentioned that they like to use straw as a mulch. I think straw as a mulch is a great option. It's harder to get straw around here, especially like a good straw. Just make sure you don't use hay seeds in it, but straw is good. They said that they like using straw because even the color of the straw, when it's like kind of white, it reflects up to the plant. They think their yields are higher when they do that. People have also mentioned that they drill holes sometimes in the side of the bucket, not in the bottom of the bucket. This way, a little soil can cool, a little water can cool up at the bottom. I don't prefer to do that because sometimes the water can cool up for too long if the plant doesn't absorb it and you water too often. That can make the soil go anaerobic. Also, when you drill holes on the side of the buckets, to me, that can make the buckets crack a little sooner because they do get a little fertile over time. So I don't prefer to do that. But I do appreciate all the suggestions. If you guys have any other good ideas or changes you think I should make with container gardening, just let me know. I've been container gardening for so long. I enjoy doing it. It's just another way to grow more food. And even if you do have a lot of space, I still suggest you plant some stuff in containers. Try to grow your peppers and your eggplants in containers. It'll give you more space. It'll keep them out of your raised bed, and it's just a great way to do it. We'll catch you
I'll have to
guys on
remember
the
that
next
with the eggplant. All right.
2 weeks ago, we planted potatoes,
That was More Than Farmers that you just heard come on. They have an amazing channel set as well. As you can see, James Prigioni, his gardening channel is really good. I actually didn't realize we'd been on here for that long. But yeah, you guys get your seeds. Garden beds. I am going to try to dig out what I need tomorrow for making the herb beds. And I will get a few of those made, and those will be available at the store. Through our store. So. And I don't think I'm going to put a bottom on them. What I'm going to do is the bottom, I'm going to make like the hardware cloth instead of wood or something. Because you want it to drain well. But I do think I'll go ahead and like add some cardboard to the bottom. You know? And, you know, like maybe a few pieces of wood and then some sticks or whatever. And then all you got to do is add your soil. So, and those will be like about $25. But they'll be about that big. So it'll be worth it. And then I'm going to do like the burning technique on the wood to preserve it. So I got my counter partially cleaned off. Mostly cleaned off. See, guys? It looks a lot better. Smells good in here too. But yeah. So get your seeds. Get your garden planned out. It's so important. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos from my phone because I don't trust this computer and how it's been uploading. I just don't. Yeah, I don't trust it. I'm going to try to share a lot of other videos with you guys. But I'm going to have to get ready to go to bed fairly soon. I'm going to finish cleaning off the counter. I may save the table for tomorrow. Because I'll move, I don't know. I'm going to have to get ready to go to bed pretty soon. But things are going to be changing. We're going to be having some work done outside. There's a couple of people that are putting in a window for us in the dining room. And they're also going to be putting a deck on the porch where the back porch or the front porch was at. I'm going to ask them if they can like make the deck big enough to where I can put like seedlings, that kind of thing out there. Possibly hang a strawberry pot. I want to get some of those cocoa core hanging plant things and hang those up and, you know, like put soil in them and plant some things in it, maybe some lettuce or, you know, herbs or something. I'm going to talk to them about helping us get the back porch redone. They're also going to help us with a wood stove. And they should be able to help us get a mower. So things are going to be changing, which is a good thing. So we're going to start making some progress out here, which is really, really nice. Oh, and Scott, once we're able to start mowing all of that grass, like you take a certain section and do what Dad did, have like a big box. Mm-hmm. Take one of the big boxes from out there and do a section, take a rake, and then rake up all the grass, put it in a box. That is all compost. That's green. That will make it to where the compost will heat. And we can also use those in raised beds in the greenhouse.
Right.
because the green is what heats the compost, or heats the stuff as it's composting down. So, anyway. So yeah, things are going to be changing, and I pretty much got what I need for the greenhouse. I do need the plastic. I have the screws, because I have screws that Elaine gave us that are in the trailer. I'm gonna have to buy some more, because I've got to get the metal panels for the roof out there. We have so much to do in that trailer. I'm gonna have to get the metal panels. Me and Aaron are gonna have to like build a like some wooden, we're gonna have to take some pieces of wood and make it to where there's a slant on the roof so the water can run off. I want to do a gutter, and then I want to do a rainwater catchment barrel, put a screen over the top of it. And then obviously we'll have to enclose the front where it's up. But then on the inside of the trailer, in the back, I'm going to have to tear down all of the boards that are in the back and the ceiling. We're going to have to rip out all of that insulation. We're going to have to use a mask, because he better not tear down that blanket. I literally just let him back out because he was tearing down the blanket.
You were going to.
Scott, I'm still ending my video. Do I look like I'm ready to go to bed? I don't know why you have such a problem with him being out here. He's not hurting anything. Sorry. Anyway. But yeah, we'll have to wear masks to pull down the insulation out of there, because it's probably moldy. But we'll have to get all that stuff out of there. I'll have to let it dry out. And we have to clean everything out of that back room. Pull all the wooden bed frame out of there. We're going to have to probably rip up the floor. We're going to have to get wood for that. Redo the floor. And then redo the ceiling. I'll have to have Aaron's help for that as well. I mean, it's probably going to be a lot cheaper than buying a new trailer. But right now, the boards, there's some boards that are just hanging down like this. It's not good. Nebula!
Oh,
You gotta go potty. I'm sorry. Anyway, but yeah, so we've got a lot of work to do there, and the bathroom I haven't even. That's later on. I might actually make the bathroom part of a greenhouse. Like, I don't know. Or I'll redo it and keep it a bathroom and keep it to where, like, we have an extra bathroom. Maybe I'll dig a hole under make it an outhouse type thing. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I think I'm gonna like put a skirting around it, and we'll just leave it there. And I want to put an Amish cabin behind it, and like with a front porch of the Amish cabin coming up to where the back of the trailer is, not like so close. It's hard to get out of there, but with room enough to where we can walk off the porch of the Amish cabin, and the trailer's right there. That's a storefront. But there's a lot going on, so. But we have to finish the garden. I have to figure out exactly what I have for the greenhouse. I think all I need to do is get I need to see which is going to be cheaper. Hi, Mandy. The cattle panel or the fence, or like curved PVC pipe, which I don't. I just feel like that's going to be too flimsy. I don't know. I've got to make sure it's sturdy. The fence, like we could put a board across the top, you know, a 2x4 across the top. And we'll still have to make it to where it's like sturdy. And I do kind of want to just do cement in the floor, which I'll just wait until after we got it built. And then Aaron like can't say anything. So how are you? Was I gonna say? I forgot. I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, sounds about right. We're doing all right. Just getting into the beginning of spring with lots of stuff to do with the garden and homestead, and we're finally gonna be able to start getting some stuff done out here, so that's a good thing. And we might be. I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get a mower. So things are gonna start changing and looking better, and yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. I'm actually excited to be able to have a mower to like get all this crud taken down. But I gotta make sure I have my medicinal garden area. So like all the stuff that gets cut down, I can make sure that, you know, what's growing in our medicinal garden. Because we have plantain, we have stinging nettle out here, we have obviously dandelion everywhere. We have something called cleavers, we have chicory, we have wild lettuce, chickweed, purslane. I'm gonna get some purslane seeds though. But I gotta make sure I have what I need for my medicinal garden. I gotta start adding more stuff to the store. Let me know if you want a cookbook. Pre-order whenever you can get the money to me. $10. Just whenever. So anyway. So that's what's, you know, happening with us, and definitely going to be taking you guys along on that. I'm doing a lot more videos from my phone because, like I said, this computer sucks with uploading videos lately. So once in a great while, it uploads really fast. I don't know. But I think I better get off from here because it's been over 2 hours and I need to get to bed if I'm going to get my butt up, or at least try to get my butt up, because I got lots to do tomorrow. I got a garden to work on. I've got the store. I've got store merchandise. Probably door dashing. So I got lots of stuff to do. But yeah, see, I can't like keep my brain in one spot. The little ad thing I did during the James Prigioni video when I was cleaning off the counter. Our cleaning wipes are available in the store. They are literally rubbing alcohol, vinegar, water, and dish soap. That's it. That's all it is. And I'm going to work on actually getting it to where I've got like a good clean dish soap as far as chemicals goes, like with no nasty chemicals in it, and then add like some lemon juice, or I get my essential oils, add some lemon essential oil to it, that kind of thing. So that'll be coming down the road. I'm going to be going through our tomatoes from our basement, and I'm going to be getting what I need to make barbecue sauce and ketchup. Well, a double amount of ketchup, and then take about half of that or a quarter of that and make barbecue sauce out of it. So, but I'm going to have to try to have like a lot more tomatoes than what I normally would have, because I want to be able to put up a lot of ketchup and put up a lot of tomato sauce, salsa, and yeah, I'm saying salsa because I really like the homemade salsa, and I think I can make it really good. I don't care for the peppers, but we'll see what I can do with it. And yes, there'll be some for sale in the store. I'll put a couple of my ketchups in the store, a couple of my barbecue sauces, probably some of my salsa. I think I'm going to even try to do like, I'm going to see if I can do some green tomato relish and put that in the store. We'll do a dill relish, a sweet relish this year. Got to get my cucumbers trellised. I've got to trellis my cucumbers, because when you grow stuff like that vertically, it makes it to where your harvest you get so much more. You get so much more food out of it. The butternut squash, there's going to be a lot of those for sale as well. Probably pumpkin, I'm hoping. Knock on wood. There's probably going to end up being pumpkin crawling out of our garden this year, because I unfortunately did not get to putting up the one that I bought from Family Farm, which makes me mad because it was a white pumpkin. And the heirloom one I bought from Meijer. But I threw them both in the garden. So, seeds. So hopefully, God willing, we'll have a bunch of white pumpkin and the heirloom orange striped ones grown out of the garden this year, which will probably take over the entire garden. But I also want to try to get some corn beds done, because I really want the corn. If I can get the space in the area, I want to try some homegrown popcorn. We're just going to be doing a lot of things this year. I'm going to try to, as far as produce, I'm going to make sure, like that there's cucumbers for sale, zucchini, tomatoes. I want to try to see if I can get watermelon to grow. We'll see. I want to try to take a couple of raised beds, or even one raised bed, and just do nothing but watermelon in it. Maybe, like some herbs that, like are companion plants for it, but really want to get watermelon to grow. If I can get the right soil made or put together for it, I should be able to do it. So, but I'm also going to be working on more t-shirts. I have a box full of shirts, jackets, sweatshirts, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts. Then I'm going to be turning into Faith First Farm and Homestead, the hand painted. I'm working on a bunch of glassware. I'm going to be taking some of the paving stones, a few of the smaller ones, and I'm going to clean them up, and I'm going to paint those. I'm going to paint on those. So those will be for sale. I have not worked out prices for those yet. I'm hoping to get some more paintings out. Definitely be working on some small ones. That'll be a lot cheaper. I'm going to work on at some point, I'm going to do the lighthouse painting. And I'm going to put that up for sale. I usually have a hard time parting with that one, because I really like that painting. So I might have to do like 2 or 3 of them. Because I'd like to give one to Chloe too. But actually, what I'd like to do is I'd like to do one of those on a 16 by 20 and sell it. So, anyway. Plus, I'm going to be continuously working on my blankets. I'm going to start working on my quilts. Like, I have so much to work on for the store. So much merchandise. And we have a lot of gardening to do. I also have to extend the chicken coop. We're going to get more chicks. I don't care what Aaron says. You can suck it up. I'll have to buy some more hardware cloth for the top of the tote. I'm going to have to find a tote for them. Because the one I was using, the little kittens are in right now. So, yeah. I might have to just, like, keep an eye on Goodwill or something. I don't know. I know I want my guineas. I want my ducks. And we're definitely getting more chickens. So there can be more eggs for sale. I might bring the price down. Because people are doing, like, deals and sales and stuff on their eggs because they have a ton of them. We only have 9 chickens, and we don't have that many eggs for sale. And I'm not getting very many people biting because they're finding them for sale cheaper through somebody else. I was like, you know what? $3.50 is not bad for farm fresh eggs. So I don't know. But tomorrow I'm going to be harvesting the dandelions, the cleavers, the purple nettle. I thought there was another one. There's those 3. For the dandelion, I'm going to be working on roots. Doing dandelion root coffee. And I'm going to see if I can get it to where I can do like a ground version of it. Package it and put it in the store. I'm going to try to do dandelion soaps. Those will be in the store. Those will probably be like $7 a piece. Maybe some dandelion salves. Dandelion jelly, which I've been told tastes like honey. Yeah. So that's kind of in a nutshell, and we're over 2 hours, so I'm gonna have to get off from here. 'Cause I gotta get to bed. It's almost 10 o'clock. I gotta get up early. And I'm not used to it. It's really hard for me to get up. So definitely get off from here. And I will see you guys tomorrow for sure. I definitely have to start getting some more informational videos out there for you guys. I feel bad because I have not been doing that. I've got to get out of my emotional issues and just focus on the homestead. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And are we getting dairy goats? We are. I really do want to get the dairy goats. We've got to get the cattle panel. And I'm going to figure out the entrance. But me and Scott are going to have to get out there and start working on that. We've got to get this garden done. And then I think I'll start focusing on that. Hoping to get into Goodwill so I have some decent money coming in. Or getting the store kicked up. Whichever comes first. Remember, you guys, if you're interested in the art, you can also go to artpal.com, which I'll put that in the chat. artpal.com /Susan SUSANMHE 1025. And on that site, you can literally order any of the paintings that I have done. Okay? You can order them in whatever type of print you want. Small, large, in between. You can order them framed. You can order them canvassed. You can order them. I think you can even order them like on a metal. Like you can order them in pretty much any way you want. So check that out. That money goes directly to us. 100% of it. They don't keep any of it. And that'll go to my PayPal. So just, let me know if you've looked at it. Also, let me know if you want a cookbook. It's $10 pre-order. I cannot get you the cookbook until I get the money together completely, which is like 700 and something. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me?
Nebula, you be careful.
Crap. Great. Whoops. Sorry, you guys. I'm trying to get you the exact price. Darn it. Yeah, I'm trying to let you guys know exactly how much I have to pay to get the cookbooks. Oh my gosh. Okay, $719.32. The shipping is okay. The actual cost is $599.50, and the shipping is $79.10, and the sales tax is $40.72. So I can easily sell them for $10 a piece. It's fine, Mandy. I'm sure I won't have $700 before that. Yeah, I'm gonna try to get. I'm hoping to get into Goodwill, so I have some good money coming in. But anyway, I gotta get off from here, you guys, because I gotta get to bed. Anyway, so that gives you guys a little clue as to what's going on with us. And I'm gonna try to continue with the morning chat videos. Probably gonna have to do it from my phone. I don't know. I might test the computer out with a little one, but it's been stupid. When it can take almost 2.5 days to upload a stupid video, that's ridiculous. I don't know what was going on with the internet, but the internet was being stupid. So, I guess it's better than almost 2 weeks like what AT&T used to do. But I will see you guys in the next video. And make sure you check out the gardening channel with James Pergioni. It's a great channel. And Mandy, it'll give you all kinds of information on container gardening. You can easily go to Dollar Tree and get cheap pots and stuff like that from there. Or just ask around for them. People that might be throwing stuff away that you could use. Anyway, but I'm going to wrap this up, and I will see you guys in the next video. See you guys tomorrow for sure. Good night. Love you too. And you guys have a good night. And make sure you get things done, get those homesteads started, get the garden plans going, get your seeds. Dollar Tree, they're 3 for $1.25, I think. Or 3 for $1.50 or something like that. They're really cheap. I think they're 3 for $1.25. But I mean, they went up a little bit, but not by much. And they're heirloom seeds, and it's enough to get you started. So I'm gonna get off from here though, and I will see you guys in the next video. You guys have a great night. Get those homesteads planned out. Get your books. Do that research. Make sure you keep an eye on your subscriptions. Like and share the videos. Share them on all your platforms. And you guys, let me know if you want those cookbooks and start putting orders through on other stuff. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.